Hello and welcome to Spiritualism New Zealand's mini seminar series. My name's Kim Chamberlain. I'm one of the board members, and today we're very fortunate to have with us Carolin from the Hawke's Bay in New Zealand, and her topic is going to be animal communication and the interconnectedness. Let me just explain a bit about Carolin's services. She is an animal communicator, a nature medium, a shamanic healer, and an intuitive mentor. This sounds fascinating already. Welcome, Carolin.
Thank you for having me. Thank you.
All right, let's start off with what is animal communication and how actually does it work?
So when we look at animal communication, we have to look at telepathy and what telepathy actually is. Taking the word and splitting it into two, we have tele, which means distant, and a transmission over a distance. And then, of course, we have pathy, which is the feeling. So it's really about being able to feel yourself into the animal. As we know, animals are sentient beings. So really knowing and feeling what the animal is feeling. And there is a lot of different explanations out there as to what telepathy is. For me, the one that has always resonated the best is it's the transference of pictures, words, and feelings from one being to another. And that could be from, one animal to a person, to the animal communicator, or it could be from, let's say, a flock of birds or a herd of horses, for example, to the communicator. So you do have that herd mentality as well, that energy of a herd, for example. And yeah, it's really looking into what they are feeling, what's really going on for them, basically.
Wow, okay. So when you're communicating with them, do you get words?
Yes, yeah. So it's always, when you first start out, one of your clairs will be more developed. So you could get, a lot of people are, they get words coming through. At the beginning, it's often words rather than full sentences. After a while, you just, well, what I do now is just sit there and do automated writing, basically. It just comes through as they are talking. Of course, a lot of it is sensing as well, or having that inner knowing what is really going on for them, and visuals. So often it's a snapshot as well. They're sending you pictures and scenes of their life, what's going on for them. And then we do have to ask the questions. If you get the picture of a couch, does it mean they're not allowed on the couch and they would like to be on the couch? Or has something happened on the couch and they don't like the couch? So yeah, there's a lot of sort of questioning as well going on that helps us to interpret the visuals as well.
And are some animals easier to communicate than with others?
It is sometimes depending on the human guardian. So if the human guardian is actually really skeptical, it can put a little bit of a block on the animal as well, because then they go, well, I don't know if my mum wants me to talk to you. So yeah, if they are really skeptical, it can put a block on it. But generally, yeah, I've communicated with, horses, dogs, cats, parrots, goats, my little quails, my chickens, yeah, a whole range of animals. And yeah, even with ants, it doesn't matter how big they are, how small they are, if they are wild animals or domesticated animals, we can connect in, yeah, with all of them, basically.
That's amazing.
Yeah.
And how does this fit in with the interconnectedness then?
Yes, I just wanted to give one example actually of an animal communication as well, and just to showcase that they can hear and see everything well, yeah, they can hear everything that we are saying, because often we talk right in front of them about them, not realizing that they can actually hear everything we're saying. So I had a really beautiful horse in the US, and the human guardian contacted me because she was feeling really overwhelmed, and she was galloping up and down the fence line. And she was really on edge and kind of beside herself. And the horse's name was Cody. And the human guardian said, if I can just check what is going on with her. It's very unusual behavior, because she's usually really calm, and they've never had anything like that happen before. So I connected in with her, and she was really beside herself, bless her. And she was really overwhelmed. And she said, you know, my humans, they're moving house. They haven't told me anything. I don't know what's going to happen with me. Are they leaving me behind? Am I going to be rehomed? I don't know what's going on. And she was completely beside herself. And I thought, oh my goodness. I said, well, I don't know about them moving house. I have to go back and check with them. And so I did, and I talked to the human guardian, and they said, well, yes, it's still a couple of months away. And yeah, we've been talking about how we're going to handle the transition of Cody. Of course, we take her with us, but we're not quite sure yet how we are going to set it up. And I said, well, have you talked in front of her? And then the lady sort of thought, and she said, well, sometimes we're standing or sort of hanging over the fence and we're talking, or leaning on the fence. And yeah, we probably have mentioned it when she was next to us. And I said, well, she knows you're moving, and that's why she's so upset. And I said to her, just go and have a chat with her, talk to her as you would with a human, and just tell her, you know, that you're just not quite sure yet about the logistics, but of course she's coming with you. And it was really funny, because they did that, and they emailed me a couple of days later, and they said, we can't believe the change in her.
Oh, wow.
And she's back to her normal self. She's even more almost like affectionate. You know, she comes up to the fence straight away, and she's excited when they are there, and completely different again. So yeah, it was really interesting to see that, and for them as well to actually realize they can hear everything we say. Yeah.
Wow. Gosh, that's amazing. So, and do you need to, excuse me, do you need to actually see a photo of the animal or be with
Yes.
them? You need to
Yeah,
see it.
I don't physically have to be there. I can just have a photo with good visibility of the eyes. That's the main
Oh,
thing, my sort
right.
of connection point via the eyes. Yeah.
Wow. Amazing.
Yes.
Okay. Anything else you'd like to share with us?
You did ask about the interconnectedness and how
Yeah.
that plays in. So I will go over to that now. So generally, I started out with animal communication and with healing work for animals, and sometimes, particularly with behavioral issues, the healing would go through and everything would be fine, but it would often just be temporarily. And then the behavior would come back, or a different layer of the behavior would come back. So I thought, you know, I'm sort of missing something. And yeah, that's really then when the interconnectedness came into play. How, you know, every person has the torus around them and a toroidal field around them that incorporates our auric field, our multidimensional bodies, our electromagnetic fields. It's just everything, our whole existence basically is in our field.
Mm.
And we know it extends out quite far. So the auric field can be 3 meters out from our heart center, where even the toroidal field can be 9 meters out. And with our animals in the household, they have their fields around them as well, of course. And when we are closer together, or even when they are in the next room, we get the Vesica Pisces effect, where our fields are overlapping. And then what happens is it's almost like a telepathic connection that is made. So even without knowing, everyone that has animals in the household will be connecting in with them on a telepathic level that is mostly unconscious. So we're not aware of it. And this is how, when we are holding beliefs and patterns, even distortion, it can flow over to the animal. So we are projecting it out, and the animals are adopting it and then quite often mirroring it back to us. So that is where the typical mirror effect comes into play. And yeah, so there's a couple of different ways how this can happen, how animals can either mirror things back to us, or they can showcase things for us as well. I had a lovely lady, one of my clients, and she's got 2 cats. And one of them is really adventurous and is always outdoors. And the other one is just always lazing around and basking in the sunshine. And yeah, she says, oh my God, she's just always in the sun. And I did an interconnectedness session with her where I look at the animals and I connect in on a soul level with the animals. And then I can really ask them, what are the learnings that you have with your humans? How, yeah, what can the human learn from your behavior, basically? It's all about changing that perception. And yeah, and the cat told me that she just wants her human to be exactly like her, to sit with her in the sun, to feel the warmth of the sun on her skin, to relax, to just let go and relax and find that time, you know, even once a day, to just switch off for 5 or 10 minutes. And it was really interesting. I said, have you got an issue with, you know, taking time for yourself? And she said it's her biggest nemesis at the moment because she's so busy with everything. And of course, we always put ourselves last.
Yes.
And so it was really interesting how the cat is actually showcasing that to her and is almost inviting her, look, it's so amazing in the sun. Come sit with me. So yeah, so that was really lovely as well. And yeah, that is with the interconnectedness, when we are projecting things out as it is within, so it is without. So we're projecting it out, and then our animals are showing us. And sometimes, particularly when it is behavioral issues, they can be really triggering to us because sometimes animals can go really deep with us and can really show us those learnings. They are saying, they're not stepping back. They're saying, Mum, you know, you have to look at this. You really, even if it is, I had a client once, and it was about the dominance and for the person to really stand up and to stand up for themselves, find their power within again, and not just, you know, sort of go, oh, it's okay. The behavior, it's just sometimes it's all right. And, you know, we don't really go into it. We don't want to do the hard work, basically. We go, oh, well, it's not bad. It's fine. It's actually fine. But they're testing us. They keep going. They're like, Mum, you got to look at this. Come on, I'm doing it again. And they will repeat it as long as they can until we actually sit and we look at ourselves and we change things for us, and then to 99%, the behavior of the animal will change as well.
Wow, that's amazing.
Yeah, so that's where what I'm mostly doing now is interconnectedness sessions. So I don't just send healing for the animal, I actually look at the humans as well. And I look at the whole household and see what can affect them and how their relationship is, so they can both grow together and learn from it and thrive again and bring that harmony and balance back.
Gosh, I hadn't realised. That's quite amazing, really.
Yes, yeah, it's yeah, there was a lot of channelings that actually came from my own animals as well, and a lot they're still teaching me every day. It's really quite fascinating, and even how much wisdom the animals are holding that we don't give them credit for.
Exactly. Yeah,
Yeah.
exactly. Gosh, I could talk to you forever. But for those people who would like to connect with you, how do they find you?
Yes, I am on Facebook and Instagram, and I do have information about animal communication and the interconnectedness on my website as well. So that's just www.carolink.co.nz.
That's great. I'll put it below the video so people can find your website.
Yes,
Um,
perfect.
One final question. Do you connect with pets who have passed over?
Yes, I do as well. Yeah.
Yeah.
I usually just give them about 3 weeks for their transitioning period. For me, it's just a little bit out of respect. I don't want to disturb them when they are on their healing journey. And but after 3 weeks, I can connect in. Yeah.
Wow.
Yeah,
Wow.
it's very near and dear to me as well. The animals in spirit, and they always have the perfect words for the human guardians. It's always really touching and yeah, very near and dear to me.
Oh, that's lovely. That's
Yeah.
lovely. Thank you so much. It's been
Thank you for
fascinating.
having me.